guys, so the paintwork's done, so we'll just reassemble this vent. The rest is, it just needs to be pushed in basically, so we'll do this inside and the rest we'll put in tomorrow hopefully. So we'll just assemble this again, which is basically just clipping these in. And you'll remember too that I actually had to glue back the tabs, which have turned out pretty well, as you can see here. This one, yeah, this one here, and this one I think it was. So yeah, hopefully they stay and don't break again. So we'll just put these in and we're done. Two. And there you have it. It looks really, really nice, I think. It'll look much better once it's installed, and we'll get a clearer picture of that once it's done. Okay guys, we're going to put the painted pieces back in now. They've been drying now for at least a couple of days. So let's stick them back in, see how they look. Next one is driver's side. Just remember again, tab first. Looks good. Okay, passenger side. Next is the passenger side. Okay, that one's done. Okay, next we've got the center vent. I'll just set the camera up. actually looks quite nice. It really does blend. I won't be putting on the dashboard because I've got to take these out next, so yeah, it'd be a waste of time. The less time I have to mess around with these clips, the better. So as you can see, it really suits. If it's not the interior colour it was previously, which is this, it's very close. And it has a bit of a pop and a sparkle as well. Alright guys, so the next update will be taking out this console and the steering wheel. I've also got a little insert for here that I'll paint as well. It just looks like here there should be something there, which is not, but yeah, we'll just add something anyway. Cheers. Okay guys, we're going to get the console out. I apologise for the light, but there's not much I can do about that. I'll probably do some more tomorrow, but I'd really like to get this done so I can start getting it prepped for tomorrow. So first thing to do is need to take off first thing you need to do is disconnect the battery. Negative first, then positive. When you put it back on, positive, then negative. So we need to remove the gear knob, which is just twisting it off as such. This is my old gear knob as well. I didn't want to put my new one on while I'm removing and pulling things off. Okay, so that's off. Okay, so we also need to remove this wooden mat in here. Simple, put that away. And we have two 10mm bolts down here that I have to do. Just actually go get a light because you can't see anything. Okay, hopefully that's visible. Just thought I'd use my desk lamp that's shining a bit of light on the net to actually see what I'm doing. So we're just going to remove these two 10mm bolts. And you can either use, as I said, 10mm or Phillips heads. We'll just use the Phillips head first and see how we go. I don't really want to scratch it, so I'm just going to put a towel over it. Remember one of my first videos I painted these black, which is why they're not factory looking. They were basically all rusted out. Which worries me what I'm going to find when I take this off. So yeah, they've actually held up well. Nice. Good thing about the 86 too is, yeah, there's goo under there. Let's see if I can get that light around. You can use your dashboard as a workbench, they're so wide. It's really stuck in there, I might use the socket. Might actually need an extension for that one. The tail ID. It's got a bit of rust under there, so I'm going to have to do some cleaning. Obviously there's something pretty gross under there. Okay, so with this here we pull up from the front and then leave this for the back, so we just kind of reach in and under, I've been told. So let's see how that goes. Easy. careful because there's a bit of rust under there. Just have to unscrew this little area here. Just unplug that as well, I guess. Maybe we'll do that in a minute. Hang on. So, Phillips head. Okay, and that's done, so we can take that out. The screws carefully. It's really gross under here. Let's see if we can. There we go. There's a little push bar here to release it, so use that. See, this thing's really gross. I'll bring this in and give this a clean too. It's disgusting. Also a Subaru part. Oh, that was easy. It just popped right out. So yeah, just remove this. Light over. So I have to pull these off on both sides. Okay, and then we need to go under this side here and then push out this tray. So let's just set up the camera so we get a better visual of that. Okay, so it's one. Give that a clean, it's got goo on it. See here, there's basically 3 clips. That's all that's holding that in, and one down the bottom of these nefarious white clips. So I guess I would say, yeah, start with the white one first. So recording. Yeah, so start with the white one first and then move along, and try to push your hand up so you're not giving this too much flex. So just do the other one from the other side. So it's basically exactly the same. Those two done. Yes, we'll give that a bit of clean too, they're a bit dusty. Oh, okay, well it just popped out quickly, you saw that? Just popped it out with my finger. Oh, okay. Alright, just for this so you can see here. Yeah, there's just a clip on the back of this actual plastic clip here, so you don't go bother pulling all this apart. And that all just comes out with one unit, which is good. And the clip is on top. Have a look at it there with the 2 little double ones here that you can see, so that comes out quite well, which is good. Put that aside. Yeah, okay, so we'll just have to pop around to the driver's side to get the access to the next one. Just give me a tick. Oh, they're not tight in there at all. what you saw there is just basically get the USB port out, stick your finger in and pull it from there. Otherwise, yeah, it's a real dog. So feed that through carefully. There's another switch for the push start. Some clips, sorry. There it is. Oh, there's two actually. One for the USB as well. Okay, and that's that component done. That was the one I was actually worried about, so we can give that a bit of a clean. Next we have the two screws here, and they're the ones that basically affix these two. But before we get these two off, we need to be able to pull this back, so these two screws are next. Let's try those. Seems to be all the same as well, which is good. All the same thread, I mean. That's those ones done. Okay, I think that's it. So we also have the heated seats, so we need to get that switch off too, but first and also this little power socket that we need to replace, so just let me see if I can get two more in here that we need to take out as well. So it's just here, just basically this here pulls out. This one here just slides off the two sockets, which is good. We need to replace that one, so that's done. Just not sure how to get these heat seaters out, so just give me a look around, see if I can get those. These are a little bit different. They have these little push tabs here, so you just push that in, and that's what releases the light switches here, and then that should be it. You can see there, but hang on, this is what remains. So yeah, you just push from this, hang on, you just push from this side here, and then they pop out, and then that's it. Everything should come out now, so let's take this out. Okay, and finally it's done. That's the whole console. It's not as bad as I thought it was. But these are as bad as I thought they were. That's disgusting. So I've got to clean these up and put some rust proofing on them. That's exactly what I thought that'd look like. And just give this a wipe down too. It's actually not too bad. There's a little bit of rust on here that we're going to have to do some rust converting on. I'll do that tomorrow. Just in the middle here, and on the handbrake here as well. So yeah, I'll have to get onto that real quick with some earbuds and rust converter. But the rest we don't have to touch, which is good. Mildly gross under here, but not too bad. This I have to take off eventually too to replace with the aluminium one. But yeah, we'll just bring all this inside for tomorrow. Next we need to take these two out, so we basically just pull them forward. Evidently they're on clips, quite a lot of clips evidently, but yeah, they should just come straight out. So just pull these forward. That's one. Two. Oops. And that's it. That's the interior pieces done. Just make sure it's recording. Yeah. I'll put these inside so you can get a brighter light. Yeah, they're all scratched, so we need to paint these back. Alright guys, so just give me a tick. Okay, the light's pretty poor again, sorry, but yeah, the other light's in the car. So what we're going to do next, got a plastic bag to keep the screws, some masking tape to label the screws. So what we need to do next, remove these 4 screws, Phillips heads. Okay, they'll take that out, and then we're ready to sand this and prep. And this one only has 1 screw, and the rest is clips that we've got to pull out just to take these out. A lot of effort just to get a couple of pieces of plastic, but yeah. Alright, so we'll get onto that. Phillips head, I think I said. Okay, as you just saw, yeah, just pull straight up and it comes off. And that's that one done. that's that one done. Okay, so with the power socket I basically just got to pull these clips out and then push it through, and then I can replace the new one. It's as easy as that. Okay, so that's out. It's rusty as hell in there. Okay, so the console's done. I just gave it a good clean, so I just used a toothpick and a toothbrush because there's a lot of little alcoves and little edges to get through. And yeah, you can tell it's just, even when it looks clean, it's actually not. So this is probably the cleanest it's going to get since factory. Bit of cost cutting in here, so you can't really put it underwater because this is foam here and there's a little bit of felt under here, so just use a damp sponge, a light scourer as well, which is what I did. Alright, gave that a clean. I actually had to sand with a 1500 grit to actually get the rust off of here. It actually set into the plastic somewhat, so the scrubbing wasn't doing it, so that'll keep that clean again. You can't really spill anything into the center console. If you do, it's going to rust straight away, so I don't recommend having any kind of liquids in there. And that's this side, as I said before. So yeah, this is all nice and clean now. Had to be careful of the switches as well, but yeah, that's all done, like I said, with the toothpick and whatnot. And here again, if I didn't film it before, is the rusty socket. You can see it's just rusted out in there as well. Okay, so it goes in this way. You put in the plastic clip first and then the metal one. There's only one way it can go because there's a little notch here, so it's pretty simple to figure out. But we'll put that in once it's completely dry. But we'll just put in, I like this trim detail, this one here, so I'll just give it a quick wipe over with this and I'll just set it out to dry. By the time everything's painted, this should be ready to put in, nice and clean. Alright, thanks guys. Okay guys, so all the component pieces are detailed. The only one you've really got to be careful of are these ones. There's actually sponge behind it, so you can't put those or submerge them completely in water, so just be careful with the damp sponge. I've used some trim detail cleaner as well, cleaned all these up, and the power button as well. So next we're going to put the power socket in here. So you can tell there's a notch. I think I've already mentioned it before. So all we need to do is put it this way. Yes, this has got the notch here on this side. So we know it goes upside down. Okay, clip it in like this and then we'll push that through. Let's see how that goes. The battery might run out as I'm doing this. And this also has a notch as well, and it goes in the same way. Just push through. There we have it. Brand new one, brand new barrel. Fantastic. Alright guys, so next we'll be prepping and sanding. Okay, prepping and sanding these. I've also got this little piece of trim here that I'll be sanding. It's actually a faux carbon fibre, which looks nice, and it's got some backing tape as well, but I'll keep that on there because if you put it in you'll never get it out and you'll break it trying to get it out again if you need to clean for whatever reason. So we'll be sanding that and painting the silver as well. Hopefully it all looks nice. So I'll update when you're doing it, and again we're using 1500 sandpaper just to give it a light scuff. Okay, so while I got the console off, this will be the last chance, so I'm not taking it off again. I'm just going to get rid of the rust on this and then put a bit of rust converter on it just to stop it from happening again. It seems to be a cheap steel on all these, on the handbrake as well, so yeah, we'll just get this off and clean it up. Okay, last but not least, sorry it looks like a horror movie, but it's late at night here, just want to get this out. Everything else is pulled out and done, as you can see down here. And I've also, where's the light? You can see down here, I've also rust converted these two brackets. They're pretty nasty as well, so you can't really spill anything, as I said, in your console or it's going to rust out underneath. So yeah, that'll fix that all up. I'll do some minor other ones on the handbrake too, but it's all covered up right now. What we need to do next is basically 3 prongs. I'll see if I can get it in here. There's a hole right here, and there's one underneath and one on the other side. I'm doing this one because this is the best side for lighting for the camera here. So basically got to use a flathead screwdriver and push all 3 in, and then it'll pop forward. And then I'll use some masking tape just to hold in the airbag, and there'll be 2 screws, maybe here and here, that will unscrew to get this little silver bit out that we need to paint. Okay, so I'll try to set this up to give you the best angle possible, but yeah, it's just going to get in the way. Show that, sorry, it's just it comes down maybe about 5mm, and that's the one that you push. You can see that it's popped out. It's really hard to see there. Yeah, it's not going to be doable with the camera here, but yeah, okay, on to the next one. Okay, so we've got all three popped. The bottom one is a little bit more difficult, but as soon as you touch it, it basically pops out, which is nice. So I'm just going to hold it there and change to a Phillips head screwdriver. Okay, I just need to pop this out. Okay, so I'm going to have to do this one-handed while holding the airbag up. I could disconnect it, but I really don't want to. Well, this is very interesting. This shows only one little clip here, whereas the American ones have two. It's interesting. Okay. See if I can actually set that up there. Checking. That's one. Two. Awesome. Just to show you what I did there. So yeah, it's just the two screws. That's it here and sorry here. And yeah, you just basically pull it out and it's just a clip there. That's it. Pretty simple. I'm just going to tape the airbag back in, sorry, and yeah, just to hold it there while I'm getting all this done. I don't feel safe with it just sitting up there like that. Okay, so I'll get that done and prepare this for sanding. Cheers. Okay guys, these are the final pieces of trim, finally. Okay, so we've got the steering wheel part, even though I'm going to replace that, it's better to have it all uniform now. We've got the side parts, the trim and the gear knob part. So first of all, we're just going to prep it with the isopropyl alcohol and then go through with the primer, the base coat and the clear. If you want more information on that, you can have a look at part 1. Alright guys, so let's start. Okay, first thing we're doing here is the plastic and fiberglass primer. So I've already heated up the area there with the hairdryer, so let's start. Okay, next is the base coat, which is metallic sterling silver. This is the Australian barcode that it's mixed up. This is from the 2013 BRZ and Toyota 86 exterior colour. Alright, so let's get this one going. The base coat again, which is sterling metallic silver D6S. Okay, we've just got the trim rim and the steering wheel to go, so let's get to it. Not sure if I've already recorded this, but now we're just doing the top clear coat. Okay, just doing it a little bit extra than you normally should, a little bit heavier coat, and then drying quickly so I can get the textured look that I'm after to match the center vent. Alright guys, so here we go. Okay guys, the final trim pieces. Okay, if you want the marble effect like I've done, you need to do the base coat a little bit heavier and then use the hairdryer to heat it out. That way it matches the plastics around it. If you don't like it, you can always just sand it back, block sand it. But yeah, we're going to use the acrylic for the final bit here, a little bit heavier again just to match it, give it that textured effect, and we're done. So let's get onto it. Okay guys, and there we have it, the final trim piece is painted. I don't know if the camera's picking this up, but I also got the textures in there to match the plastics and the center vent. It's basically a cheap version of marbling. Okay, plus the center trim piece there, that's going to look nice on the seat heater buttons. But yeah, that's all done. So after this video, the next video will be the installation of these final parts plus the console and the new JDM BRZ dash. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Cheers.